Okay, I took a quick break and I came back to find out my battery warning is up. So I'm gonna play until my battery warning gets to the point where it's ready to smack me over the head. So let's keep going. It is their turn. And the fifth core are activating, which this is one of those things I was telling you about. So this might be an opportunity for them to try to get back into supply, meaning that they're going to try to run away. So first thing they're going to do is deploy all reserves, but they're not going to, because they would have done this, except the hidden undetected defender put the last reserve out on the board. It's not December 20th yet, so they're not doing this. They're going to activate all units in the core, and they do that if any one unit is surrounded, and that's exactly the case that's happening here. So I actually never saw this event recover. I don't even know what that is, but that's an interesting one. Okay, so let's activate them. 1, 2, 3, and we put them in order, and Germans exposed is the first one. So if there's a unit stack proximate to a German unit stack with a situational strength of 2 or less. Okay, this one threw me for a loop, but up until now, you've seen us talk about the strength of a unit being, like, see, that one's 3, and that one is 4, right? So that's the strength of a unit. But the situational strength is something completely different. And it's defined, oh, I thought it was in a player aid here. I'm pretty sure it is. I just can't find where. Oh, I'm going crazy. I know it's in a player aid. It's actually called situational strength. Oh, come on, you. Here we go. I'm blind as a bat. It is in the Allied Intelligence one, Allied Situational Strength check. So, the Allied just add their combat strength total, okay? And then they cut them in half if they're teching across a river. However, the Germans get, if they're in a city or a west wall, you double their strength. And then you add +1 if they're in a non-VP town, in a forest, or in an improved position. A -1 if they're clear, out of supply, or out of fuel, and a -2 if they're isolated. Yeah. So their strength could go up or down based on their location. And so what this is saying is if there's any German unit that has a situational strength of 2 or less, they actually are going to move to the unit and don't even do a battle. They just automatically just bam, they lose a step. Okay, so this one is in jeopardy because he's got a strength of 2 or less. He's on broken terrain, so let me check. Yeah, he's a candidate to get hit. This one is also a candidate, but it would have to be hit by this unit way over here. Okay, so I don't think it's possible for him to get there because this unit, he can get to here, like go over the bridge, but then he's in our zone of control. So he can't get to here, so he can hit this unit. And then the rest of them are over here, and you can see that we have a strength of more than 2 everywhere else. Nobody there is going to get hit. Starting with number 1 and going up to number 19, it's a whole stack. So this whole stack here, he's 8, and then 10 will activate with him. So this whole stack is going to hit him and do 1 damage to him. So that one actually activated. Okay, so now that these guys did an action, they're not eligible to do any more actions from here on out. So not a big worry. So the next one is move. If they're not next to a German unit, they're going to move next to one. And there's only one unit that qualifies for this, and it's this guy. And he's got a number 7, and that's within the range. It's 1 to 39 that's triggering. So his priority is he's going to move to an unoccupied VP hex to which a German is proximate. If there's none, he's going to move to an unoccupied proximate German town or city. Not going to happen. If none, move adjacent to a German unit. If more than one, move to the target nearest to forward direction. Okay, so it does say preserve the line, avoid surround, all that stuff. But this guy isn't worried about preserving the line because there's a guy in front of him. So this is going to get destroyed because he's moving. And his forward direction, we don't talk about the forward direction much. The reverse direction or retreat direction is the blue arrow. The forward direction is the big triangle. The little triangle is the secondary forward direction. In case this one doesn't work, he would try to do that one next, right? So the forward direction is this way, and then this way, okay? So he wants to move up to be next to the Piper. So the Pied Piper is calling him, and so he would move up like that. And it has to be an unoccupied hex. He wanted to go to a VP hex like this, but this one was already occupied, so he doesn't go where somebody else already is. This is a perfect position for him to go to. So 2 of them, or 3 of them now have activated. So now we go to the last one, which is open supply line. Okay, so either a unit is proximate to empty hex that if occupied, that unit would be able to trace supply. That's a good question. Or a unit unable to trace supply proximate to hex from which it would be able to. Well, we know for a fact that this is supply. So 1, 2, 3, 4, these 2 positions are proximate to these guys. So this one can move to there. And so now he's eligible for supply. Okay? This one can also move. He can't move here, but he can move to here. So what I'm going to do is just stack them together, and I'll just get rid of one of these markers, and then his improved position's destroyed. So they gave up some ground. So now the question is can the rest of them move? This guy cannot move. We have him cornered. This is not a valid move. This guy can also not move. He's surrounded as well. So these 2 are in a pickle. This particular command does not allow them to ignore zone of control. Now, the next thing is they do have to preserve the line. And I'm telling you that I think that they still do, because by this guy moving back 1 space, that allows him to be in control, or in supply, and he is still exerting zone of control in such a way that his line is being held. He just moved backwards a little bit. So the line is still there, it's just he had to move back 1 space. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If we would have gotten the withdraw under fire one, that would have allowed these guys to ignore zone of control and like move space, and then they could have moved again, and they actually would have been able to get all the way back here and avoided being trapped like they are. So I hope that helped. And that is their turn. So now we go to our turn, and we got ourselves quite a dilemma. We drew 3 division cards, which typically means we use them for the combat tactics. So that means we only have 3 of these cards. This one is the red units, which we usually don't activate because the red units aren't very strong. This one is another not very strong, but this one is strong. However, we've taken a beating. It's still a decent play. I'm looking to see if there's any events or anything on these that we have to worry about. There aren't. I think, so then the next question becomes, do I play this card, because it's only 2 command points, so I play it to move them and position them, right? And then I play this one, which then would end my impulse. If I play this one, I'm going to be playing one of these 3 with it, so my impulse is going to end anyway. So I might as well like get 2 actions in, is what I'm thinking. I could save this to use it as a combat tactic, but fixed artillery is difficult because it can only hit 3 spaces away from a west wall, and most of my units are really far away from the west wall right now. So right now, artillery can only help the yellow. It would help in this situation with these guys, but that's it. I'm tempted to do this, so I'm going to activate, well, or should I activate red? No, I'll activate these guys. Let's just activate them. There's something I want to do with them. If you may have noticed, I positioned this tank here to free him up to go 1, 2, like this. So now he can try to help this. And then I can do this. I can move that guy across the river. And then I can move this guy across the river. And 1, 2, I would actually do, ooh, I don't want to go here. I want to be able to go across the river. So I'm going to go and stop him there. So next time this activates, he can cross the river and we can maybe get a nice attack going here. Because there's a river here and a river here, I actually can't even do the trick where I try to go around to get behind him. It's actually really hard to get behind this guy. In fact, there's zone of control still. This one, I could go here and then eventually go there, but that's like 2 whole actions just to get to this. But then I would have him surrounded. I don't know. It's a lot of turns. Let me just put it that way. So I could try to attack him. This would be 2, 4, 5 strength to 3. So it would just be 1-to-1 odds. It's very poor, 1-to-1 odds. So I think I'm going to move and then stop. Then the next time I activate them, I can move this guy across the river. And so now I have 5, 7, 9, 10 to 3. That's 3-to-1 odds. And now I'm cooking with Pam. So I think I need this guy to be in the action. And for now, I'm just going to do this. Now I could also, during this turn, move him over like this. And that's actually not a bad move either. Because now, the next time I activate, I can move both of them across the river and screw being on this side of the bridge. F that. We don't want to do that. We want to just go straight across and then pincer him if we can. So it's going to take multiple activations, but I think it'll work. And the key thing that built this up was putting this here like this. Okay? All right, so we want to make sure our bracketed guys stay in towns so they can exert zone of control. That's extremely important, and I think I have another one here, which is good. I actually do want to activate these guys again, but I don't have, I mean, I do have actually this, which would let me activate the 5FJ division, and the 5F division is this guy, that guy and that guy. Oh, I can do that. Oh, but this is an assault coordination. It's so beautiful. Oh, help me out. Did I activate these guys today? I did, because he's disrupted. So I can't activate those guys this impulse. These guys are resting because they activated last impulse. But this 5FJ division activates 1, 2, 3 of them. So I may not play this as a combat tactic. I may hold on to this because this is just as good as activating the pink division. There's only 2 units that wouldn't activate. So I will hold on to this one. So yeah, I'm gonna play this now. And let's see if we can get a better outcome here. This is definitely a challenge. Okay, so we got some out of supply units. We have an opportunity to push forward here. And so what I'm gonna do is I am gonna push forward with this guy, and then I'm gonna play assault coordination. And that means this guy and this guy are gonna join the attack, and we're gonna attack this VP hex right there. That's the first thing we're gonna do. And then the second thing is we have a reinforced battle, so I'm gonna consider using that. So this guy has 6, this guy only has 4. This would cost 4 movement points to go here. So this guy would be stuck. His only option is to move forward here. But then we got 3 guys here. So you know what? I can move this one there. And then these two have 5 movement. So it only costs 1 movement to go here and 4 movement to go there, but then they're done. So I need to really think about this. This, of course, we're gonna move up and join that stack there. Yep. Just gotta make sure nobody has more than 3 pips. So we can get a nice attack going against him because Piper's here. And we got him surrounded. But there's a part of me that thinks that since they're surrounded, we almost wanna leave him be and attack everywhere else, if we can. I do like the idea of trying to take this guy out, although this one is a juicy target. The problem I have is I can't get my guys moved. If I go here, I'm done. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I mean, I'm done. In fact, I don't think I can go below this line. So, yeah, I'm in a pickle in terms of being able to attack. So here we go. Let's think of this from a movement perspective. This one is going to go 1, 2, 3 to that town. This guy is going to go back to there. These ones are going to spend 2 movement points to go there and 1 to go there. This one is going to spend 2 movement points to go here and then 1 to go there. Okay, and then this guy is going to just come across and join them like that. All right, and then these 2 will come in like so. That's what we're going to do, and then this guy will join them here. All right, so who am I going to attack? And then I have a reinforce command. I'm going to do reinforced battle, and these red units will join. And the red units can do a similar thing. They will spend movement points to go there, 2 I don't have enough movement to come back because that costs 2 movement points. They can't do that. Okay, so they'll stay there. So now becomes, who do I attack? We have these guys flanked. We have this one flanked, but only, you know what I can do is I'll split these guys up. One guy is going to join this battle to flank him, and then the guy underneath is going to join this battle to flank him. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do 3 battles. The reinforced battle is on this one, and the assault coordination is on that one, and I am down to 10%. So reinforced battle here, assault coordination is there. Okay, so I might have to finish this impulse and call it a night, or I gotta get out my other device. I don't know which of the 2 I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's do the Piper battle first. There is no there's no combat tactic on that one. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 combat chits, and then I think it's 2 minimum for them. I'm going to check right now. It's actually 1 minimum for them. This is just a surrounded recon unit. Okay, so undetected defender. Since this guy's low in supply, he's not going to get a combat tactic. Okay, he only can draw an undetected defender if he's in communication. Okay, in communication requires him to be able to trace outside of zone of control, and he is not in communication. There's nowhere he can go, even through this unit. If he goes through this unit, there's nowhere he can go to trace communication. So there is no undetected defender draw. We don't draw a card for him at all. He doesn't get a combat tactic because he's low in supply. All right, so we're gonna draw 1 with a maximum of 6. And he's in a, he's a recon unit in a broken terrain. So he is unsupplied. So guess what? We get that. That is awesome. That's a perfect draw. That is the perfect draw. Okay, now we got to decide, are we going to draw up to 6 or what are we going to do? I'm going to, he has a improved position. So the first hit destroys the improved position. So I'm going to draw 3 more. And hopefully we won't take too much damage in the process. So here's our 3. He's not in a forest or city. He is in broken. So there's the other damage we needed. And we have greater than 2 to 1. We for sure do. But there's a damage we take. And then there's another damage we take. So we do 4 hits to him. And then 2 hits to us. So the 4 hits to him is easy peasy. He only, this absorbs the first hit, and then he only had 1 pip, so he would try to retreat, but he takes a damage, so he's destroyed. So we got him. So then we would go ahead and move forward here, and I'm going to do a double advance, and I'm going to put this one there. And then this one will double advance this way. Actually, Piper only has 2 pips, so they'll join. No, they'll go this way because that gives them an opportunity to swing around to the south and maybe do some more. Okay. However, we got to apply 2 hits. This one cancels one of the hits, so we only have to apply 1 hit, and we're in the danger of losing these units. Yeah, I guess I'm going to do this one. These are all pretty weak units. But man, oh man, we have so many reinforcements we need to do for this corps. But we successfully got rid of a unit and punched forward. Okay, so now we're going to do this one, And I forgot, this unit is staying here because this unit was a part of this attack. This unit's a part of that one. And trust me, I did count it right with the chits. Okay, so this guy has a minimum of 4 chits, as you can see there. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 chits. And then we played a combat tactic that makes it 10. So we can draw 10, and he's a minimum of 4. All right, so this one's going to be quite a battle. What kind of space is he's on a town, so he's going to be able to absorb a hit, and the town is in the woods, not a forest, but the woods. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, well, we made the right choice by having that one unit join the battle, so it's a flank, because look at this. It's not a 1 hex, it's a flank. Okay, that's 1 hit. So now we got to do a strength check. They have a lot of strength. They have 4, I think. 3? Nope, they have 5. This is 5, 7, 9, 12, 14, 16, 20. So we're 4 to 1, which is pretty good. But it's not the 7 to 1 we needed for 2 hits. However, I'll take the flank attack for another hit. Allied air power, large attack. That's if we draw 7. So I'm going to add it there for a hit. Artillery, no and no. Now I did not draw a card for them because once again they're out of communication. Okay, so they didn't get a card. So we've drawn 4. I need 3 more to get this one to be a hit. And remember that one of the hits is going to be canceled by the town, so we've only technically done 2. We've drawn 4, and we can draw 10. I'm drawing 6 more, folks. Let's do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Artillery out. Are we greater than or equal to 4 to 1? We are, but we're not 6 to 1. So 4 to 1 is another hit. Do we have a clear terrain? No. Is it woods, forest, or city? It is. So he's going to cancel a hit. That's not good. Are we less than 3 to 1? No. Are we greater than 8 to 1? No. German air power, Allied air power. And yes, we have a large attack. So we do a hit. So these two cancel each other out. And we successfully did 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. I'll take it. 4 hits is fantastic, especially with no hits to us. Okay, so 4 hits. Let's resolve it. The number of hits equals their pips. So they're going to retreat. And remember, they retreat as a stack. Now, if they retreat into zone of control, then damage is done. And what I'm looking up right now is the damage done to both units or just one? It says remove a step from the retreating unit, but what happens when it's a stack? So I need to look up 13.7 and 13.8. Okay, this is actually quite confusing. So here it talks about, yeah, you're going to retreat. We got that part covered. No worries there. Okay. Then the retreat priorities is just like the player aid. So bear with me here. This is gonna, just cleaning the camera here. There, hopefully that helps. Okay. So it says retreats are conducted by moving the units 1 hex away from the hex they occupy during combat. If it's into an unoccupied hex in enemy control, it requires the removal of a step from one of the retreating... Okay, there it is. One of the retreating units. This is a little more expanded than the player aid. I don't think that line is in the player aid. So that's what I needed to know. One of the retreating units. And it does say stay together. They always stay as a stack. Okay, so we had 4 hits to resolve. That equals their steps. So I'm going to just set this aside for now. And they're going to retreat. They want to go this way. They can't. So then they want to go in the direction that's closest to that direction, which is this one or this one. And closest to the withdrawal direction, then westernmost. Well, that doesn't help either. They're both westernmost. And they're both closest to the withdrawal direction. Oh, here we go. They will never retreat into a forest hex unless there's a road. Or there's no other option. So they're always going to go along the road versus into the forest. So they would go this way. And then one of the units, it's the one with the largest number at the bottom here. So 15 takes a hit from the retreat because they retreated into a zone of control. So now you can see they're down to 3 pips. There's 3 hits left. Well, guess what? The number of hits equals the number of pips. So they're retreating again. They want to go this way, and they want to go to the westernmost. That's closest to this direction. So they're going to actually go back to where they started. Isn't that crazy? They're not going to go this way. They're actually going to go back the way they came from. And so they're going to go back to here, and they take another hit. And so now there's 2 hits. And then there's 2 hits left, and guess what? Bing and bing, they're destroyed. And these 2 units I'm going to throw into the bucket, and we scored ourselves another point. And we just effectively eliminated 2 units and 1 attack. That is fantastic. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This one, 5, 9, 12. Actually, that guy was hit. This is the one that got hit twice. This is 11, 14, 17 to 3. So 3 times, that's 5. 5 to 1, okay? He is going to get to draw a card because this guy's not out of supply. It's 5 to 1. There's no bonus pips or anything. There's not even an elite unit on this one. Okay, so it's a 2-chit minimum. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for us. But 1 more for the combat tactic is 6. Okay, we're going to draw a card for them. He has artillery. Okay, so we're going to draw the 2 minimum. And this is what we got. So the defender is not elite. It's also not green, so that's out. Allied air power. We're not going to be able to do a large attack because we can only draw 6. So that's out. So I'll draw 4 more, I guess. Let's see if we can hit them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what do we got? The attacker is not elite. The attacker is green, so we take a hit. He is in the woods, so he's going to reduce a hit. We are not less than 4 to 1. And, oh, this is awful. We're taking 2 hits and he takes none. Well, I can tell you with certainty the 2 hits are going to be this guy. Ooh, we actually lose zone of control if we do that. But I'm still doing it. And then this one becomes that guy. So we just lost zone of control. Although because they're next to each other, they have zone of control over their own space, of course. So yeah, that guy was stout. He always is. The best thing to do is surround him, I think. And so our next strategy is we're gonna have to take that low supply unit and take him out next, and then get behind the VP unit there, the recon unit, and take him out after he's low supply. That's our next best bet. So our impulse ends. We have 2 cards. I'm going to draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1 card left in the draw pile. And we got ourselves some beauties here. One of them being the yellow, which is great because we can then activate the yellow again this round. Because yellow's been doing fantastic this time. And we want to take advantage of those low supply guys before tomorrow, because they might actually be in supply by tomorrow. All right, so we drew our cards, and now it is time for them to go. However, my battery is screaming at me, so I do need to stop, and I'll get these uploaded, and I'm gonna move to my other device. But I have to confess to you, I watch Netflix and stuff while I'm going to sleep and stuff like that, so you're not gonna get the rest of this today. Sometime tomorrow I'll upload it. Because that's the device I use for all that. Maybe I should just quit. But anyways, I'll figure that out. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome. I thought this was a fantastic set of rounds. I think that the Allies are by no means dead, but I also think that we made some awesome pushes, and they made some stout defenses. And this has been an exciting game, at least to me. I hope you agree, and I hope that you don't end up telling me I screwed up too much. I'm just going to tell you now that if it's from 2 videos ago, because I think I cranked out 3 or 4 videos in one night, I'm not going to be able to go back and retroactively fix things. So, of course, post things for everybody's edification, but I'm probably going to have to live with whatever mistakes I made. I hope that whatever they were minor, because this has been fantastic. I think this has played out really well. For those of you, this is your first one, you didn't watch my other playthrough, and I don't blame you because I made a lot of mistakes in that one. There is a core, the 18th core there has at least 6 or 7 reserves. They're gonna just pop all across the map the moment we draw that card. And I'm just telling you that when that day comes, our ability to just go wherever we want is gonna just end. The whole north is gonna just light up like a Christmas tree. And the Allies will come, and they'll come in force. So it looks like we're steamrolling, but we really aren't. It's just that we've gotten lucky and they've not deployed their reserves yet. And then you can see that there's these giant stacks of reserves coming. And those are all Allies. And so it's not good for the gray. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay awesome, and we'll see you soon.